Welcome back. I'm Anise Kisselbash, founder of Mindful Sales Training, and you're watching the 30-day video challenge where my challenge for myself is to serve you with 30 videos, one a day in September to help elevate your game. Okay, today's tip: how to get people to like you. Now, this is without being inauthentic, without being fake or flattering them, in any scenario. How to get people to like you. And I'll start with a story because I think this kind of sums it up. When I moved jobs, when I started a new job and I started selling to investment bankers, I felt I didn't know anything about investment banking. And I'm more of an introvert. I don't know if you've ever met me in a crowd. I do prefer. If you ever see me at networking, I prefer to stand in the corner than being in the center. And I hate all of that. So what I did was I entered this room. There were networking events in the evening at these conferences I had to go to. And I walked up to this person and we were chatting. After about 20 minutes, he was an investment banker. After about 20 minutes had passed, as we were saying goodbye, he went, "Wow, thank you very much. That was really charming to meet you. And thank you, I'll see you soon, bye." And then he walked off. In those 20 minutes, he did all the talking and I asked 4 questions. That was it. I didn't say it. I don't know if he knew what I worked on or whatever, but 4 questions, that's all I asked. All of the talking. So in terms of the ratio of talking, he spoke 95%, I spoke 5%. And he walked away and he said, "It was really charming to meet you, it was really charming, this was a great conversation." All right, I learned that very early on. I learned that when I first started working in sales. I didn't drink at the time. My colleagues would all drink their body weight. And I'm not judging, but it's easy, right? When you've had a few drinks, you don't really care so much, right? But I found out early on. I remember it was a awards function. It was an awards ceremony, and I was within 6 months of my first ever sales job, my first client do. We used to have client parties, and I remember sitting there, and I was just a bag of nerves the whole time, and I think everyone was too drunk to really to see that. Again, I just started asking this person questions, and he was chatting away, and then he did all the talking, and then the next day he asked my boss, "Can she handle my account?" This was like an agency, an ad agency, and that was a big deal to have that happen because it means you get a lot more revenue when you handle an agency's account. I thought, what? I didn't say anything. I didn't do any selling. I didn't know any. I wasn't like smooth talker, sophisticated. I didn't know any of. I'm not like that, and that happened. Okay, and then I learned from that, and that's what I've continued to do throughout my career, from that first client party all the way to the investment banking thing, which happened much later. So there are four takeaways there. First, be present. Wherever you are, be there, okay? Don't stand there and like kind of nodding and thinking, "Oh, now I can think about that idea that I've been brewing in my head," and stuff, and just nod and yeah, they'll know I'm listening. No, no, it doesn't work, right? You can tell when someone's not listening to you, right? Their eyes glaze over, right? And they start nodding. And if you check out and check back in again, what if they start talking about something that's a little, it's off topic, and you just carry on nodding like, "Oh, oops." Right? That's happened to me before, actually. Okay, so be present. We can tell intuitively when someone's not listening. As soon as that happens, how do you feel when someone's not listening to you? Is it nice? No. You like, in terms of likeness, there's 10, likeness goes down. And your goal is likeness to go up, all right? Likeness goes boop. Yeah? Okay, so tip number 2 is to project warmth. Now, this is a tip from the author of The Charisma Myth. Link in the blog post below to the book review of The Charisma Myth. Her name is Olivia Cabane-Fox. And it's about projecting warmth. Now, what's warmth? It's just caring about that person. Not in a fake way, but genuinely caring about that person. And how do you do that? With your words and with your actions. Like, for example, asking questions about them, wanting to find out about them. This is demonstrating with your actions that you're being warm, right? So let them talk. Ask about them and let them talk. The truth is, people like to talk more than they like to listen. Right? It's just a fact. It's the way people are. They like to be listened to rather than listen. Okay? So listen to them and don't interrupt them. That people hate that, right? You don't like it when someone interrupts you, right? It's not nice. So don't interrupt them. The third tip, let them have their moment. What do I mean by that? It means typically what happens is, so let's say you're talking to someone, say, hi, so how are you? And yeah, good. Oh, so what were you up to this weekend? Oh, I took my kids to soccer practice. They're playing, and they're doing quite well. Oh, wow, that's really interesting. Okay, well, I took my kids to soccer practice too, and they won the league last year. Right? That's like one-upping them, right? Oh, right, my kids went to university. Oh, yeah, my kids went to Harvard. Typically, people want to one-up, okay? One time I was, again, quite a little story to share. I was speaking to one person. He was formerly in the Air Force. He retired from the Air Force, and he's now running his own startup, his own business. We're chatting away. Someone joins our little party, and I say, hey, this is so-and-so, he was in the Air Force, and he was just telling me stories about the Air Force. And so his eyes were lit up, they're like, yeah, having my moment. But then he says, oh, my brother-in-law's son's friend was in the army, and he fought in Desert Storm, and he did this, and he did that. And then, again, kind of one-upping, and that guy, you could see his face, it just dropped. Right? So let them have their moment. Don't try to one-up them. Don't try to compare, because, again, likeness factor, all right? So those are the tips. 1, be present. 2, be warm. Ask about them. 3, don't interrupt them. And 4, let them have their moment. It's not a one-up contest, all right? Follow those, and you'll find it's a simple way to get people to like you. It's not about you. You don't have to be a smooth talker. You don't have to have all the wonderful, great, fascinating stories and so on. It's about them and what they say and how they feel. Okay? Maya Angelou once said, people don't remember what you did. They don't remember what you said. They will always remember how you made them feel. Because they associate, because after they've spoken, they feel happy, they feel high, and they associate that feeling with being around you. And that's just the way, it's based on neuroscience, all right? Good, so that's the tip, how to get people to like you by being authentically yourself, all right? So that's the tip. If you please share this with anyone who might find value in this. And if you're watching on YouTube, head on over to mindfulsalestraining.net. Please subscribe, and you'll get some goodies and some bonuses, all right? And this is Anise from Mindful Sales Training.